Okay, welcome to What If Vegeta and Goku Were Sent to Earth Part 3. I know I messed up that title, it's Goku and Vegeta, but just don't blame me for it. Thank you for all the people who watched the last videos. I decided to do a quick upload. I think it's only been like an hour since I did the last one, but I ain't got anything else to do. So, yeah, let's get into this. Sorry about my speech. Okay, so last time we left off with Raditz being defeated, and the mention of Frieza because Rapper's a snitch. Once Frieza hears about this, he says to send down the Ginyu Force, because Frieza don't really want to do anything himself, does he? So the Ginyu Force go down there, but Goku and Vegeta are like insanely powerful. Because Goku has a power level of 500,000 and Vegeta has a power level of 1 million, and they both have the Atari mode. So the Ginyu Force get there, and you see they destroy a few towns, and Vegeta and Goku rush there as fast as possible. And they get there, and you see the Ginyu Force. They have a little bit of a standoff, and you see Ginyu starts saying that these puny little Saiyans are gonna die, and you see Vegeta. They can't even see it. Vegeta appears behind them, the speed of light, grabs the back of Ginyu's head and slams on his knee. Ginyu goes flying, and you know when they have like the blue trail behind them, he has that. He just goes flying, and the other people with Ginyu Force are horrified because their leader's just been decimated. So Vegeta and Goku. Well, Goku doesn't, but Vegeta starts laughing. He says, "You puny little Frieza weaklings trying to attack me." That makes me laugh. So Vegeta goes over there and basically kills most of them. There's no competition. He didn't even have to Atari. The strongest person in Ginyu Force, which is of course Ginyu himself, only has power level of about 120,000, and Vegeta is power level of 1 million, and Vegeta wouldn't let Ginyu transform, and he even held back. He went like a third of his strength, but still, he was so much more powerful. So Frieza hears about this, and Frieza, he's mad about this one, because his Ginyu Force, they were literally the ones that did everything for him, have just been murdered. Like, so easily as well. He's shocked and amazed. So, he says that he'll set his sights on Earth. So he plans to go down there, and he'll probably be down there in about 2 years, so they have time to prepare. Sorry, my speech is dreadful. Alright, so they've got time to prepare. So they can't go in the time chamber anymore, because otherwise that would kind of make the plot a bit boring. So, they start training like crazy, and they ask Tommy like any ways to get stronger, and he talks about King Kai, and he knows all these techniques and that, and he says, but you only send one of them up there, and Vegeta asks what techniques King Kai has, and he tells them about the Kaioken, and Vegeta thinks it's kind of useless, but Goku thinks that he can combine the Kaioken with the Atari mode. But Vegeta, even since he was a child, has always had his eyes set on Super Saiyan. So he doesn't believe he needs any Kaioken, because he thinks the Atari is the closest thing to Super Saiyan, a true Saiyan's form. So Goku gets sent there, and Goku gets there a lot faster than the original, and he's probably only going to spend about 9-10 months there. I can't remember how long he spent there in the original, but let's do some skipping. But first, I would say Vegeta would probably go back to the gravity chamber, and Vegeta would like go insane. Like he'd do so much training every day. I'd say by the end of it, Vegeta's probably about, it's a whole year. He's probably about 10 million. I'd probably say his power's at. I know so many people probably think I'm highballing him, but what can I say? It's got to be an interesting video, can't it? Oh yeah, and thank you for everyone watching, but I'll get back into this now. So Goku comes back from the train, and I'd say he's got a power level of about 4 million, maybe 3. A lot of people may be saying that I should give Goku more power, but now he's got the Taiyo-Ten with the Atari mode. He can only use 2 times with the Atari mode, so basically Taiyo-Ten times 20. But with the normal Taiyo-Ten, he can go up to like 12 times. I'm not going to say he can do 20 already. But it does like rip his body apart. But he's getting a lot. Actually, no, he can do Taiyo-Ten times 2. Like, okay now. But if he goes to times 3, it starts to rip his body apart. Alright, so Frieza comes down. And he says, "Ooh, these little monkeys have come to treat me themselves. What fools." I'm sorry for the annoying voice. Just go with it. So, of course, Frieza's just there like, "Oh, these monkeys, so stupid." And Vegeta and Goku, Vegeta says, "Frieza, is this your true power? As if so, you're even weaker than the Ginyu Force." Of course that's not true, but Vegeta's just trying to piss Frieza off. So Frieza gets mad, and he says, "You idiot monkey, you think this is the full extent of my power?" And he goes to punch Vegeta, but Vegeta just catches it, headbutts Frieza straight into the ground. But then while he's in the ground, you hear some explosions. He bursts out in his second form, like towering over everyone. So Vegeta still laughs. He says, "You think this is power? You fool. You will never know the true power of a Saiyan." And Vegeta goes into about half power. No, probably less, about like 1/10 of his power. And I'm sorry, I can't do this like the proper math. Probably about 1/8 of his power, and starts whooping Frieza. Frieza's getting mad. Yeah, so Frieza says, "You'll die." And you see him shoot a death beam, and Vegeta just catches it and throws it up in the air, and you see a gigantic explosion. As Frieza, he says, "I know what to do." He goes straight to his final form, and he just goes straight to like 50%. But so Vegeta starts getting worked. So then he goes into his Atari mode. So Atari mode, I think it's a 10 times boost. So that would put Vegeta, who has a power level of I think I said 10 million. I'm sorry if I said it wrong. So with Atari, he's probably got about 100 million. So he's whipping 50% Frieza. So then Frieza goes up to his 100% form, and like he ain't holding back. He starts fighting Vegeta, and he's trying to win him. Vegeta can hold his own because of technique, but ain't working too well. So then Goku gets involved. He goes into Atari, but Frieza just punches Goku straight away, sending him to the floor. So Goku goes Atari Taiyo-Ten. So he's doing that. Frieza's getting overwhelmed here. So he thinks he's got to take one of them out quickly. So then you see Frieza go up in the air and put his hand in the air, and he starts charging up this gigantic death ball, trying to destroy the planet. So Goku and Vegeta charge up their forms, and all you can hear is Gallic Gun and Kamehameha, and they shoot off their beams as it's a horrible beam clash. But Frieza, in the blink of an eye, appears behind Goku and shoots him with a death beam. Of course, Goku probably would be able to put up a big fight against Frieza if it was in a different sense, but Frieza was being ruthless here, and he got off a cheap shot. And I know a lot of you guys are thinking, how did he get there? I'm just doing this for the plot, kind of fun. But yeah, no, Frieza used his speed to get behind Goku and shoot a death beam, because at this point they were all kind of drained from shooting out their energy, but Frieza chose not to put much energy in his way, because Frieza is quite smart, normally. So Vegeta sees his brother's dead body as tears start to fall from his eyes, and he says, You bastard, you took everything I loved, everything. As he bursts out in this golden aura, as he walks to Frieza, and Frieza goes to punch him, as you see Vegeta appear behind him and punch him with the back of his fist, and Frieza goes flying, blood all over Frieza's face and everything, because Vegeta's way more powerful than him. He's not Super Saiyan 4, because he went out of the Atari form before going Super Saiyan, But yeah, Vegeta is like very powerful. He's like 4 times more powerful than Frieza. So Frieza's just in shock, and he's like begging for his life because Frieza doesn't want to die. He says, "Monkey, you idiot, you can't beat me." As he starts to try and destroy the planet, but you see Vegeta appear next to him with a beam in his hand, and he says, "Your time's up, Frieza." As he shoots it and like erases Frieza from reality. Oh, not actually, just Frieza's just gone now. And a certain king hears about this, King Cold, and he's like, he thought his son could not be defeated. So he starts his way to Earth, but someone sees him, a certain Cooler character. Of course, this is actually Cooler. And he sees the ship, and he says, "Oh, dear father, you must meet your end, like brother." As he shoots off a beam. He's in his 5th form at this point. He shoots off a giant beam that destroys King Cold. And you see before he does this, the horror in King Cold's eyes to see that his own son would be the one that killed him. But yeah, that's where I'm going to leave it off for this time. Please sub or like if you want. No, I'm going to be honest, no one's actually seen to this part of the video. Like, who'd really watched this far? I'm quite irritating. But yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video.